Welcome to African Folk Tales by Angela. My name is Angela, and
Mr. Martins was not just any mathematics teacher. He was the best in one of the most expensive schools in town. He was tall, dark-skinned, always neat, and his soft-spoken voice had the way of making even the most difficult formulas sound like sweet songs. Students who once feared maths now rushed to his class with smiles. Even the teachers respected him. Everyone said the same thing, that Mr. Martins is a blessing in the school. But no one knew what he battled behind his quiet smile. He was married, yes, but after many years, no child. And it wasn't because of his wife, it was him. He was impotent, and it tore him apart every single day. Yet he managed to put on a smile. But that wasn't the only pain. Every night for many years, Mr. Martins had the same strange, terrifying dream. In the dream, he would find himself inside a very dim lit room. The walls looked moody, and the only light came from a flickering lantern hanging by a rope. In the center of the room sat an old woman. She had no teeth. Her back was bent. Her eyes were red like fire. She always sat on a small wooden chair. Her face was always dry. She never spoke. She just kept pounding his manhood with a small wooden mortar and pestle. He would scream in pain, silent scream that nobody could hear. And then he will wake up drenched in sweat, shaking, his heart beating so fast. He will sit up, place his face in his hands, and cry softly while his wife slept beside him. He never told her the truth, but in the morning he would dress up neatly again, wear his tie, polish his shoes, and head to school like everything was okay. Until one strange afternoon, he was standing in front of his SS2 class, teaching factorization. He had just written an equation on the board and turned to explain it to the students. Then suddenly he dropped the shock and his face changed. And then he burst into a loud, uncontrollable laughter.
Una no know me before. Una no know na me be pondo. Before they call me pondo. Wetin I dey pound no good o. I dey do pound, pound. And if I dey pound am, e dey sweet like agbalumo.
He clapped his hands and danced a little. He was laughing like a man that just won lottery. The class went silent. The student's mouth opened in shock. No one understood what was going on. A girl at the back whispered, "Is Sir Martins okay?" Another boy stood up gently and said, Sir, are you okay?" Then, in a twinkle of an eye, Mr. Martins blinked, straightened up, picked up his shock and said, "Where are we? Ah yes, let's factor this equation now." Everyone was confused. The class ended, but nobody could focus. The student left talking, whispering within themselves, wondering and as well scared. But that was just the beginning of something even darker. The same thing repeated itself again. Sometimes in the middle of an equation, he will stop and start clapping. Other times, he will start talking about sex loudly in pidgin. One time, he removed his tie in front of the whole class and said,
This neck too tight. Na so my life dey shock me like say I wan die.
Each time he will quickly snap out of it, confused and embarrassed, but pretending that nothing had happened. Then, one day, as he was solving an equation, he suddenly dropped to his knees and started crawling on the floor, shouting,
Wetin I do now o? Make una leave me o. Na me be only pikin o. Una wan kpai me o. Una no fit kpai pound o. I be pound o. I dey pound o, pound o, pound everything.
This was the final straw that broke the camel back. The school proprietor had heard enough complaints. He came into the class quietly and saw him crawling on the ground. Mr. Martins, he called out and led him out of the classroom. In his office, the proprietor sat across his table, watching him closely. Martins, what is happening to you? I've heard series of complaints, but I decided not to react, given that I thought it was rumors. But this is actually true. Mr. Martins couldn't hold it anymore. His hands were shaking. His lips were dry. Sir, I don't know. I swear I don't know. I feel like someone is controlling me. I feel like I'm not fine. I see things. Sometimes I don't remember. What? I don't remember what I do. I'm not mad. I'm not mad, sir. I'm okay, sir. I'll fix myself, sir. I'm just stressed. He explained. The principal sighed deeply. I'm sorry, Mr. Martins, but this is a school. You can't continue like this. You are scaring the students. The board has decided that you have to go. Mr. Martins sat there frozen, tears gathered in his eyes. He nodded slowly, stood up, and walked out with shame, following him behind like a shadow. As he walked home that afternoon, his shirt untucked, sweat soaking his back, he felt like his life was over. His steps were slow and heavy. The sun above him burned hot, but the world around him felt cold. Then he saw her. On the quiet, lonely road as he was walking back home. He saw her under a mango tree. She sat there, that same old woman from his dreams. Same face, same red eyes, same wooden chair, same small mortar and pistol. And she was pounding slowly, smiling at him, laughing with no teeth, laughing like she was enjoying his pain. Mr. Martins froze. His eyes widened in shock. His chest rose and fell fast. Then he pointed at her with a shaking hand and screamed.
You! It's you! It's you! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Leave my life alone! You old witch! Leave me! What have I done to you?
He screamed. People walking past stopped to stare at him in confusion. A woman crossed to the other side of the road with her child, looking at him mysteriously. A bike man slowed down and looked at him like a madman. But they couldn't see her. Only Mr. Martin could see the old woman pounding, and she was still there laughing and pounding in pain. That night, Mr. Martins returned home like a man carrying the whole world on his back. His steps were slow, his face was blank, his shoes were soaked with dust and shame. He pushed the door gently. His wife rushed to him. Martins, what happened? He didn't answer. He walked straight into the sitting room and dropped on the couch like a tired sack. Tears filled his eyes. He buried his face in his palms and whispered to himself, Hope, hope is not my past that is catching up with me, God. God, please, let it not be. Let it not be. But I thought we have an agreement, God. Lord, I thought we have an agreement. He lifted his eyes up to the ceiling and wept softly. I thought you said in your word, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. All things are passed away. Behold, all things have become new. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 17. This is what you said, Lord. I thought I pleaded for forgiveness. I thought I pleaded for forgiveness. I gave everything I had. I gave it all to the poor, to orphanages, to widows. I left that life, God. Lord, I left it behind. What is now happening to me now? He gripped his chest tightly and cried. Why? Why then this woman? Why is this? Why is she pounding? Why is she pounding? Why is she still coming? Why is she calling my name Pondo? Why? Why? Then it hit him again. That name, Pondo. That was what they used to call him back then in the streets. That name followed him like a shadow during his days in crime. Now, let's go back. Let me take you to where this old nightmare began. Martins was born into a Christian home. His father was a devoted pastor, gentle and full of the Holy Spirit. He led revivals. He fasted, he prayed, he gave to the poor. But his only son Martins was trouble from the very beginning. As a child, Martins lied, stole meat from the pots, fought in school. By the time he turned 14, he had been expelled from two different schools. His parents tried all they could, night vigils, counseling, deliverance, even enrolling him into Sunday school. And again, nothing worked. By 19, Martins had joined a deadly gang. They didn't just rob, they broke into homes, they beat people, they raped women, they destroyed life without mercy. Martins was fearless, artless, and fast with his hands. They call him Poundo because whenever he caught a victim, his blows landed like a hammer. He will beat them until they pass out. His father cried day and night. He still prayed. He still believed God would change him. But one day, Martins crossed the line. He stole his father's car and sold it to Gambo. When his father found out, the old man comforted him in tears. Martins, are you trying to kill me? But Martins shouted back, full of pride and anger.
Now me they talk to like that. Pale. You think say you only pass? I better come for my phone. No be only car I thief. I keep person.
That same night, his father slumped, a heart attack. Then he died. Martins didn't cry. Not yet. His heart was too hardened. But what broke him was what happened just 2 months after. One Monday morning, his mother was cleaning the sitting room. She saw a suspicious black bag near the corner of the shelf. Curious, she unzipped it. Guns, loaded magazine, stained shirt, a bloody wristwatch, and so on. Her eyes widened. She gasped. Just at that moment, Martins walked in. They locked eyes together. Martins, what is this? She asked, with panic, fear, anger. In a desperate attempt to snatch the bag from his mother, Martins rushed forward and grabbed it forcefully, but his elbow hit her face. She staggered, slipped, and fell to the ground. Her head hit the edge of the marble center table. Blood flowed. Then stillness. His mother was dead. Martin stood there, frozen. He tried shaking her, calling her name, begging, but it was too late. That day, everything inside of him broke. He cried for 3 days. No food, no rest, no peace. The guilt was heavier than death. He finally went to church, not to hide, but to confess. He walked straight to the altar during prayer meeting, knelt down and screamed, I killed my mother. I destroyed my life. Please, God, forgive me. The church wept with him. They prayed, they counseled him. He gave his life to Christ and repented. Every dime he had earned through crime, he gave out to the poor, to those who he had wronged. He even visited few families to beg them personally. He left the gang, left the streets. Years later, with the help of an old school friend, he got this teaching job, mathematics teacher in a private school. He started all over. He got married, started living clean, and for years, peace gradually returned until now. Back in the sitting room, Mr. Martins held his head and wept in tears. God, I know I did evil. I know I was devil back then. But didn't you say you have forgiven me? Why then this woman? Why? Why, God? His wife came and sat beside him. Martins, talk to me. What is going on? What is happening? Tell me what it is. We can fight this together. You've been moody since you came back. But he only shook his head and forced a smile. It's nothing, sweetheart. It's nothing. I'm okay. I'm fine. The nightmare grew worse. And then, even in broad daylight, you would see her, that same old woman, sometimes by the roadside, at the junction, near the church gate, everywhere he goes. Sometimes pounding slowly on thin hair, sometimes she's just sitting and watching him with a painful look. People started talking, neighbors whispered, some even said, e be like say Oga Martins don dey kolo small small. As e be say na teacher e bit before na, you know say if you too know book, your head go come start to dey touch. Maybe im own head don dey touch. They all whispered within themselves. Mr. Martins began staying indoors. He's always indoors, afraid of the sun, afraid of the street, afraid of the old woman. One early morning, just before sunrise, Martins opened his eyes to a strange sound, the sound of zip, dragging bag, and soft footstep. He rose quickly from the bed and stepped into the sitting room. Rita, his wife, was at the door with her big traveling bag and her purse. He rushed to her like lightning. Rita, Rita, babe, what is this now? What's going on? Why why do you pack up your bag? He asked, looking confused. She refused to look at him. Do you want to leave me, Rita? Babe, just like that. Do you want to leave me alone to myself? Please, babe, don't go. This is the time I need you the most. If you leave me now, I will die. Please, don't go. His voice broke. His knees bent. His chest was heavy. But Rita finally turned in anger. And then she said, need me the most for what exactly, Martins? She backed. Tell me, you need me the most for what exactly? How do you expect me to keep living with a man who hides everything from me? Martins, I've been living with you for how many years now? I understand that God haven't blessed us with a child. But Martins, I have no idea of what you are going through. I don't know what's wrong with you. You act so strange. You don't talk to me. From your constant nightmares to losing your job. Now you talk to yourself in public. Yes, many people told me. Martins, I cater for everything in this house since you lost your job. And I'm not complaining. You owe me an explanation of what exactly is wrong with you. This is not the man I got married to. You hide literally everything away from me. You talk to yourself, Martins. You act weird. You act like someone that is mad. You are not yourself. You need help. And you don't want to talk to anybody. You don't want to talk to me. I'm your wife. I'm not a stranger, for crying out loud. And you expect me to sit down here with you. For what exactly? I don't even have a clue of what is eating my husband alive. I don't have a clue of what is wrong with you. Is this how you want to continue living? Is this what we've resorted to? Martins, you are not okay. You need help. And you can always pick up to get a solution. If you are behaving like this, how do you want people to think of us? You're acting so strange. Martins looked down, ashamed. If you truly want help, then talk to me. Let it all out. I promise you, I will not judge. You're a good man, a good husband. You've shown me nothing but love since we met. I have never regretted marrying you for once. Please speak to me. Trust me. Whatsoever it is, I promise you, we will come out together. We can fight this. We are in this together, Martins. And right there, with shaking hands, with tears in his eyes, Martins began to talk. He started from the beginning. Martins immediately dropped to his knees, his hands over his face, voice trembling like dry leaves in the Harmattan breeze. Rita, this is all that happened. I know I am a monster. Rita didn't speak. She sat down slowly and listened. I was raised in a Christian home. My father was a pastor, a real man of God. But me, I was stubborn, wide and empty. I broke their hearts again and again. They tried everything to make me change, but nothing worked. At 19, I joined a gang. We didn't just rob, we hurt people, we raped, we killed. I was I was called Pondo because I used to beat people until they pass out and rape people until they pass out. I sold my father's car to gamble and he died from an heart attack while begging me to change. But the worst was my mother. She found a bag with our gang weapons. I tried to snatch it from her. Unfortunately, my elbow hit her face. She fell and hit her head on the table. She died. I killed her, Rita. I killed her, I'm a monster. Rita burst into tears, covering her mouth. She didn't interrupt. That night,